Hi, welcome to TerraMechWorks. So this is a new channel and a new video, brand new, everything. And today we're going to be starting on a whole series for making different kind of parts to, in the end, have, hopefully, walking robots that use a special material, or just hydraulics like everyone else, or electric motors, who knows. But this is the start of a series of making power armor. Everyone seems to be making power armor these days. There's the Hacksmith, Hacksmith Industries, who is making their Fallout 4 inspired power armor. They're using pneumatics to power it, along with a propane engine and all that stuff, or propane generator to power the pneumatics, which is pretty fun. It's very interesting. It's very nice to see. They're very cool to see. There's another guy who is named Alex on YouTube, and he's making Iron Man armor. I didn't really look too far into it, unfortunately, but it looks really awesome so far from all the clips that I see on him. It's fantastic. It's like a electrolysis hydrogen generator Iron Man pack. As the reactor, his power core. Ugh, I'm a huge nerd. Why am I blanking on it? Whatever. And probably using hydraulics or some other form of movement powering it. Some people use springs, and there's other people who are using electric motors. Another cool one is the Hacksmith Industries. I keep calling it the Hacksmith. It's Hacksmith Industries using hydraulics. I'm not using any of those. I'm using something very different. For some reason, I feel like everyone has forgotten about this material. It's not really forgotten, but more as not talk about it anymore. And it is this stuff here. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this. I'm just going to hold it up here and hope for the best. This wire is very elastic, and you can kind of repeat shapes. Kind of scrunch it up and then bring it all the way back out to being a wire. There's a loop there. Why is there a loop there? You silly little goose. Okay, there we are. Nice wire. It's very strong too. It's nitinol, the amazing, wondrous material that is a memory shape alloy, which is really freaking cool. It is titanium nickel alloy, which is very fun. And I'll show you the memory shape thing through this cool spring I made through annealing it, or really it's just heating it up to the point where it locks into this position. It's not a very tight coil, but I tried. Next time I'll do a little better on that. But this is just more of a demonstration video of what is going to happen, what the general ideas are about this technology, and where I'm going to go with it, and what I am referencing and basing this off of. Now, TerraMechWorks, there's the funny word mech in the name, and those who are battle mech fans or battletech fans will know, or like deep lore battletech fans will know probably what I'm going for the mode of the assisted locomotion of this battle armor. Unfortunately, I'm not making the cool one, or the cooler, earlier, better, really, one, which is the clan elemental armor. I am making the inner sphere standard battle armor, because it actually has like a helmet on it, and it's not just this thing that looks like a toad or a frog. So, and they use a structure in the battle mechs, and which are like 10 to 30 foot tall robots that you pilot inside of them, like a tank. It's not like Armored Core or a Gundam. There is melee in the game, in BattleTech on the tabletop and in MechWarrior, which is the digital FPS or third person game. And so they use a structure or a material called myomer. Myomer is a biometallic, uh, basically artificial muscle. Now, this isn't going to be like other artificial muscles where they have like a very flexible tube, of like a silicone tube with a nylon mesh around it. They inflate the tube and it moves like a muscle. This is going to be actually the nitinol doing most of the work. I don't know biorobotics much. I'm going to do the best I can. I think I dropped that, uses living cells as well. Some kind of like, I think I read it on Sarna. Anyways, so I'm going to show you an example of this guy and the memory shape alloy capabilities using really my first time ever using one of these, a desktop or bench power supply. Bought this for like $50, which was nice. And the nitinol was like $13 for a meter's worth. I was playing around with it a little, trying to figure it out. And you can see this is not a meter's worth of wire. So I kind of broke it a little. This stuff's a little fragile, but it's really cool stuff. And I'll show you in a second. All right, got everything plugged in. Power supply on. I was kind of messing around a little. So I know the minimum, really any power will work, because how this works is like a light bulb. Old light bulbs used a wait, get back there. Used filaments, and what they do is that they apply a current across the filament. So, and that will heat up. That's basically how this works. So while it heats up, the structure gets rigid. So right now, its structure is actually soft. So pliable. It's not really springy. So I can do this cool thing. I can scratch it. I don't do much. Just enough to kind of show what it can do. And on. And look at that. Off. Alright, let's try that again a little. Whee, that gets a little hot. Alright. Oh. Wait. Now you can see, now that it's actually hot, look at that. It just springs right back like a spring. But as it cools, let me just do a little bit of a quench real quick. Indiscreet bottle of cold water. Or a discreet bottle of cold water. And give that a little plunge to make it pliable again. And voila. I can now stretch. Ooh, that's a little much. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Let's put this back. And I think I will be doing an overlay talk about the whole process and why it does what it does. On. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Now, hold on. Why are you doing that? Just watch it move like that as it starts to return back to its original position. Good enough. All right. Now, let's guess after that little talk, dry it off a little. Let's see it working.
Alright, so using the discrete bottle of water, I'm going to be adding water to it slowly to add some weight to it so that we see where the limit is of this wire is. The bottle cap and bottle itself weighs about 1 ounce. In this test, I've added water up to about 2.5 ounces. I pulled the wire down just a bit and I'm running it at 10 watts and 1 amp.
Wait.
You can see it lifting here.
Isn't that cool?
It's very slow, but that's just how it's going to be.
Here's nothing.
Here you can see I switched my hands instead of using a stand.
There it is.
Here I turned it on. It's about 5 ounces. Now, you can see it moving slowly.
Ooh, look at that.
You can see here,
Oh my
I have it now at 7.5 ounces. You can see how now it's not actually going back to its original length. It's currently like stretched out, stretched at its maximum size. Now we're going to be doing it at 10 ounces.
Now I'm going to test it at twice the amps, so 2 amps, 10 volts. So let's see what happens, how fast this moves. Ooh, that springs up pretty much immediately. I stopped it really quick. See if I hit it a little bit more, kinda pulls, but no longer. How hot is this? Ow. Okay, that's a bit hotter.
You can see how now it's not going back to its original size, which is unfortunate, but I believe here we have found the really upper limit of a single strand.
Keep reading to here. And as well as how this all is just going to play out. Basically, the gist of the material I'm using and what I might do to accomplish what I need to do. It's just an introduction, just the first step, very quick, hopefully. It's just not an hour-long video over barely doing anything. Hopefully. In the end, turn you off all the way. Yeah. Knit and all. Very good stuff. Very surprisingly good stuff. Now, this isn't as flexible as, say, copper wire, but what I would like to do is hopefully put this into braids. Take 3 wires, braid them together. People usually have a machine to braid their copper wires together or other wires. It's like a figure 8 pattern that they go in for 3 wires. That's about the basics of this whole thing. Myomers. Very interesting. And hopefully could make it a real thing. Who knows? I'm pretty sure there's already researchers out there doing this. Without a shadow of a doubt. But, well, if you got this far, thank you. It helps to have someone here who will watch this. It's very interesting, definitely, to see if this will go anywhere. And I really hope it does. I'm a large Battletech fan, and I always thought that battle mechs and the Myomer technology was extremely, just very interesting. Of course, there's many ideas that I have in my head. Braid it, coil it, put it in a sleeve, and when it extends, it will, well, heat up, or it will cool. So shoot a jet of water through it to cool it quickly so it can extend without damaging itself. And then when it contracts, it'll just heat up and contract because there'll be very, very little liquid left in the jacket. It'll just flow through really quickly. Not sure how that will work, but I don't know. Because, I mean, there will be two groups of muscles. There's the top and the bottom. So they're both working at the same time. I'm not sure if you're looking at this, but my arm's not a good example. Well, actually, it's anatomy, so it's whatever. But because there's the bicep and then the tricep, I think that's what it's called. And so when I pull like this is pulling, this is relaxing, pushing, kind of. And then when I push, this is pushing and this is pulling. Or this is relaxing and this is pulling. I'm going to have to learn up more on that kind of stuff. Anatomy. Because that's what this is going to end up being, is a lot of anatomy on top of, because it's artificial muscle. You can't call it artificial muscle without involving any kind of human anatomy, or any kind of anatomy, for that matter. So, enough rambling. Hope you all enjoyed this. Whoever may be watching, thank you. And hopefully, in the next video, well, there will be a next video. I'll make like 3 or 4 videos. Test the waters. See what happens. See where this takes me. Or maybe just keep going as a kind of personal product that I log on YouTube. God, I ramble so much. But anyways, thank you, finally, for watching. And I will see you definitely in the next video. Bye.